Hello there! In this video, I'm going to share a few things that I'm sure you don't know or haven't heard before. If anything particularly interests you, be sure to let me know in the comments afterward. All right, let's go! Did you know that the longest year in history was 445 days long? It occurred in the year 46 BC when Julius Caesar reformed the Roman calendar, adding extra days to synchronize it with the solar year, making that year significantly longer than usual. Historians often refer to it as the Year of Confusion. A group of owls is called a parliament. Its term is used because owls are often considered to be wise. A grouping of owls have also been called a congress or a stare. However, the term parliament became the most common after the 1950s children's book The Chronicles of Narnia was published. Muscle memory. You've heard of it, yes? It's a real thing, and it's the ability to regain muscle mass and perform motor skills more easily after a period of inactivity. This explains why a piano player can play a whole piece of music flawlessly without reading sheet music, or why you can still ride a bike today, even if you hadn't ridden one in years. Some historical accounts suggest the first restaurant was opened by a soup vendor. According to legend, a soup vendor named A. Boulanger opened the first restaurant in Paris in 1765. The sign above his shop advertised restoratives, or restaurants, in French, which is where the word restaurant comes from. The French verb restaurer means to restore or refresh. Boulanger's establishment served mostly bouillon or restorative broths. I know that we highlighted Prince's high creative output on another video, but did you know that he played all 27 instruments on his debut album? The album is called For You and was released in 1978. Among the instruments he played and recorded were 4 different types of guitars, electric and acoustic pianos, 6 different synthesizers, and 12 various types of drums. Prince was also a self-taught musician who began playing the piano at age 7. Africa is called the cradle of humankind because it is said that human life originated there. Fossils found in Africa show that humans, gorillas, and chimpanzees evolved there. The earliest known Homo sapiens fossils are from Morocco and South Africa and date back to around 315,000 years ago.
The famous Battle of Waterloo in 1815 is considered the final clash between European nations and Napoleon Bonaparte, marking his decisive defeat and effectively ending the Napoleonic Wars. It was fought against a coalition led by the Duke of Wellington and Prussian forces, signifying the end of French dominance in Europe. Hey there, what's got you all red? Did you know that humans are the only species known to blush? According to current scientific understanding, this behavior is seen as unique to humans. Blushing is caused by the dilation of blood vessels in the facial skin at times of embarrassment, with Charles Darwin famously calling it the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. Most carrots used to be purple before the 17th century, but Dutch growers developed orange carrots. Dutch farmers selectively crossbred different carrot strains to develop the orange-tinted carrot we have today. They found that their orange carrots were sweeter overall and more visually appealing. Despite its busy streets, Paris has no stop signs for traffic. The Paris Police Prefecture removed all stop signs in 2016 to make it easier to intervene from secondary roads and avoid penalizing residents. Traffic lights regulate traffic. Additionally, Paris also allows cyclists to proceed through red lights as long as they slow down and stop if there are pedestrians. Your brain alone consumes around 20% of your body's total energy. The brain is a very active organ, constantly processing information and sending signals, which requires a significant amount of energy. If you've ever had a long mentally taxing workday and you feel extra knackered when you get home, this is why. Calcutta has a higher percentage of bicycle commutes than car journeys, making it one of the few major cities in India where cycling is the dominant mode of transport for many people, even exceeding the number of car trips taken daily. Commuters combined make on average more than 2 million trips on bicycles in Calcutta every day. I'm getting a bit saddle-sore just talking about it.
The national animal of Scotland is, get this, the unicorn. Did you know that? The unicorn has been associated with Scotland for centuries. It first appeared on the Scottish royal coat of arms in the 12th century. In Celtic mythology, the unicorn symbolizes purity, innocence, masculinity, and power. Humans have been cooking for millions of years. In fact, the earliest known evidence of cooking is a roasted carp dinner from 780,000 years ago. The fish remains were found in Israel at the Gesher Beno Yaakov site, near places where researchers also found signs of fire. Researchers examined the geochemical composition of oxygen and carbon isotopes in the enamel of the fish teeth. They also tested the teeth to see if they had been exposed to high temperatures. With this, it's been concluded that these fish were cooked low and slow, rather than thrown directly onto a fire. Fascinating. There's a bizarre but very real theory out there saying that Alexander the Great was accidentally buried alive. Dr. Catherine Hall of the Dunedin School of Medicine in New Zealand proposed that Alexander the Great had Guillain-Barré syndrome, an autoimmune disease that causes muscle paralysis. Hall argues that Alexander was likely still alive when he was declared dead because his breathing was less visible. In ancient times, doctors relied on breath to determine if a patient was alive, not a pulse. Go figure. Did you know that koalas have fingerprints that are almost identical to human fingerprints? Each koala's fingerprint has a unique pattern of loops and whorls. It's been said that fingerprints help koalas grip rough surfaces like tree trunks and branches and increase their sense of touch. This one might be a little off-putting, but nonetheless interesting anyhow. Over a lifetime, a person produces enough saliva to fill around 30 to 50 bathtubs. See, I told you this was a little gross. Okay, next. Every mammal experiences goosebumps. It's a physiological response that occurs when tiny muscles around hair follicles contract, causing the hair to stand on end. In animals with thick fur, goosebumps help create an insulating air layer when they are cold, making them a survival mechanism. We, humans, still experience goosebumps due to this inherited evolutionary trait, often triggered by cold or strong emotions. Did you know any of that? We always have a great time finding facts like these for you. If you have any you'd like to contribute, let us know in the comments below. Thanks.